name is Matt, and I'm an artist from Atlanta, Georgia. And this is my first ever vlog, and so I have no idea, or very, very little idea what I'm doing. But I wanted to risk it to be able to share with you an opportunity that I have here in Akureyri, Iceland, where I am part of an artist residency for the month of November 2019. And what I'm doing this month is weather permitting, photographing the Northern Lights and then taking those photographs as references for paintings. And by the end of the month, I'm going to have hopefully enough paintings to fill a gallery space and have an exhibition at the end of the month. And so it's gonna be a very full month, jam-packed with all sorts of things, including tomorrow night I'm supposed to be giving an artist lecture at the local art museum. It's supposed to be a half hour long or so with a Q&A. And so I'm a little stressed about that right now. And so that's kind of at the forefront of my mind, along with getting this first episode out. Having said that, I'm not sure how many episodes I'm gonna be able to get out this month, but I'm gonna do the best I can to be able to document this as well as I can. And hopefully it'll be interesting, and you'll want to make sure that you subscribe so that you can always get updated and notified when the next episode is up. And you'll be able to follow the progress of my art and my experience day to day and moment to moment maybe. So I'm anticipating a really cool month ahead. I'm gonna try to not only document myself in the art, but also Iceland itself and everything that I get to see. It's such a beautiful place. And if you have been here before, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, it's just one of those places that you can't just be at and then return home, but you want to share your experience with as many people as possible. So I'm gonna do the best I can to do that. But in the meantime, enjoy the first episode, and I look forward to sharing more with you soon.
So made it to Boston, and just waiting a little bit early to the check-in counter for Icelandair. But just wanted to give a quick update on the progress of the trip. It's finally here, D-Day, where I'm flying to Iceland. I've been waiting for, almost a year and a half to do this residency. And some of you may be watching this have actually been a big part of helping me get to this point. Anyway, so I left Atlanta early this afternoon, and now I made it to Boston. So far so good with my box of canvases. I've got an oversized luggage box. Well, it's not technically a luggage box, it's a box I built. And it's survived with all my canvases for the month that I'm going to be painting on so far. It's got my paints and everything in there, but looks like the TSA opened it up. And it also looks like it's a really wet day, especially in Atlanta. It was a really wet day. And so one of the edges of the box is really wet and looks pretty fragile. So we'll see. It just needs to make it one more leg to Iceland, which is also supposed to be really rainy. But anyway, it's nothing I can do about it now. So everything's in motion, and just trusting that everything's going to make it over to Iceland, and I'll be able to get it onto my rental vehicle. And then from there, it doesn't matter if the box disintegrates at that point, though. I do need to get them back to the US somehow, so I'm hoping that it'll at least hold intact for the most part. Let's see, I'm supposed to arrive in Iceland about 6 a.m. So, and once I get there and get into my car, I'm gonna drive to Reykjavik, and I have an Airbnb for one day, kind of like a buffer day, where I'm gonna spend the day in Reykjavik and kind of rest. And it's right next to, it's become a tradition when I first arrive in Reykjavik, when I go to Iceland, is to go to this one bakery called Brot. I think it's now I'm questioning myself. Kind of loopy right now. But anyway, there's a bakery, and I'm sure I'll document it once I get there, and it'll have the name right and everything. But there's a bakery, and then Reykjavik Roasters Coffee House opens a little later, but it's like, I'm sure it's not the first thing that opens in town, but it's one of the first things that opens in town, and everything else is
Ladies and
closed.
gentlemen, this will be a final boarding call for Lufthansa flight LA423 with non-stop service Frankfurt. We ask all passengers, please proceed to gate E10.
It's loud.
Clear.
But so when I arrive as early as I do, there's not many places that are open yet, and the sun is like still a long way from coming over the horizon, so it's dark and you've traveled and you're weary and it's cold and either rainy or snowy depending on the day. So it's wonderful to go into this bakery, and it's really warm and comforting and smells amazing, and everything is just delicious. And so I'm looking forward to going there first thing. I have an Airbnb that is like right in that neighborhood, and so I'm going to be parking there, getting my stuff into the apartment for the day, and then walking over to the bakery and getting some coffee at the coffee house. And gosh, that is so loud. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And then once I experience that, I'm sure I'm going to rest a bit, and then I'll explore the neighborhood for a bit. My Airbnb is like straight across the street from the main church in town. I can't pronounce it from memory, so I'll have to do it once I've practiced it and seen the name when I'm over there. So yeah, don't remember the bakery's name, don't remember the church's name, but anyway, it's like right there in the middle of town, and it's really quaint and beautiful. So anyway, I will show you more once I get there. Okay, so I've made it to my Airbnb in Reykjavik. I just woke up from a pretty long nap. I was desperately in need of some sleep. I actually was way more scatterbrained than I usually am. I left my passport behind twice within a 10-minute span in the airport in Boston. And I was worried I was going to leave something and do something reckless without even knowing it. It was just I didn't have complete control over my mind at that point. But anyway, I've made it here, got my rental vehicle, and I drove up to Reykjavik in the morning, and I've got here maybe an hour before sunup, and yeah, I had to, before I went to sleep, I had to go to my first stop traditionally, which is Broad & Co., which I mentioned earlier. I said Brot, which I think that's just, I've been to Berlin a couple different times, and the German word for bread kind of creeped into my mind in my sleepless state. But it's Braud & Co., and it is as amazing as I remember it. It's warm and cozy inside, and everything in there is delicious. So I stopped there and then went to Reykjavik Roasters and got a great latte before I walked back here to the Airbnb. And this place is pretty rad. I'm gonna have to show you the view out of my window, and it'll give you an idea of where in town I am. But it's got a great view of the church, and I'm not going to try to pronounce it right now for you, but it's the central, I think, highest point in the town. And anyway, so let me show you that. So here is the kind of overlook and the kitchen/dining room table.
But if you want to, have your morning tea or coffee and sit at the table and look out, check that out. Oh, okay. Just got back from Broud and Co. with this Canil croissant. It's kind of like a mix between a sweet roll and a popover. It is so good. I can't even describe in words really how much I love this place. As I mentioned before, it's like my first stop every time I come to Reykjavik, and this is my third time. And so there's a lot of great memories attached to this place. And also on top of it being just a great bakery. You can try anything they have there. And if you get there early enough, you get to see them making everything. You're like right there by the register. They have these counters that, where they're rolling out all the sweet rolls and proofing all the doughs, and the bread's coming out fresh. It's amazing. But I'm gonna have this croissant and then get on the road. Sorry if I eat in front of you a little bit. Do you have, I don't know. I have, a couple people that come to mind, but maybe there's people in your life that are like this, where they're just really good huggers. Like they really kind of lean into it and they embrace you like they actually mean it. It's not just kind of like a greeting to get past. That is what this is like. It's like not just a warm hug, but like it's like a loving embrace. Oh, I want to miss coming here in the morning for sure. Hopefully I can find a place in Akureyri where I can do something like this similar. But anyway, I'm gonna finish this and then I'm gonna get on the road. So maybe the next time I see you, we'll be in Akureyri and we'll get started on this residency.
made it to Akureyri. I'm sitting in my literal studio apartment right now. I have all my art supplies here, and I opened up my box and it turned out that the canvases made it relatively unscathed, which is a minor miracle. I'm excited to be here. I just got back from kind of a quickie mart kind of grocery store place up the road a little bit because everything closes so early here. I forgot about that. Like everything closes at 6 or 7 o'clock in the evening, including all the grocery stores. And so that's something I'm just not used to in the US. We're so used to things being open to at least 9 or 10, if not 24 hours. So I had to kind of bite the bullet a little bit and just get stuff for tonight. I'm trying some Icelandic frozen pizza. It's very exotic. So I actually have the oven warming up right now. So I'm going to be having some dinner soon. But anyway, things are going pretty well. I'm excited to kind of meet some people here, people who are running the museum and the residency, and kind of get situated and get started. One thing that I have kind of looked into just for myself is that the weather forecast doesn't look really clear for the next few days. In fact, we might get some snow. So I'm not sure about being able to actually see and photograph the northern lights in the next few days. We'll see. Weather seems to change pretty quickly around here, so I'm always going to kind of keep my eyes on the forecasts and see if there's any opportunities. But in the meantime, I've got some photos that I took my last couple trips to Iceland, so I can use those as references. And I did find out that I will be having an exhibition here at the gallery space towards the end of the month, and so I'm definitely gonna have to get cracking on these paintings if I'm supposed to have an exhibition. I'm also supposed to give an artist lecture, so I have a lot to kind of weigh and work on, you know, even besides the paintings themselves. So yeah, I'm gonna have to get the motor going tomorrow. Today, it's already a little bit later in the evening, and I'm very tired, and I'm looking forward to my frozen pizza, which won't be frozen as soon as I put it in the oven. But I'm going to give you guys a quick tour of the space real quick. This is the studio space. Here's some easels that I'm sure I'm going to be taking advantage of. There's a drying rack, a couch. See, it's great that they have like a work sink and some drawers, so I can, you know, I'm not afraid to wash all my brushes and without, you know, worrying about the actual bathroom sink. So that's nice. There's work desk areas, which I may or may not use this month. Maybe that's where I'll set up my laptop. Let's see. So that's really about it. I mean, there is some okay kind of studio style lighting. There are some skylights, so I'll be interested to see how bright it is during the day. But working at night, you know, maybe a little dim, but I'm sure I can make it work. But anyway, here is the living quarters. Got a bathroom in here. That's where all the magic happens. Here's the kitchen. I have the oven kind of preheating, and it's still preheating, so I'm not sure how long that one's going to take, but we will see. My special local frozen pizza. And here's where I'm going to be sleeping the next month. So that's the space, and I'm excited to be here. I've been looking forward to this day for almost a year and a half now, and it's finally here. And I'm going to take the rest of this evening to kind of recuperate, acclimate, and rest, and so I can hit the ground running when I wake up. I'm hoping to keep consistent updates coming. I'm not the fastest video editor at this point, but I'm gonna do my best. And so keep your eyes peeled for my update videos, and I'll be posting photos to my social media as well. So keep an eye out for that. And yeah, I guess that's it for now. I guess I will be updating you guys soon.